Dear students, Jai Hind, very good morning. As you all know, we are continuing revision program. Okay, and as you know, the revision lectures are continue for chapter number 10, that is mensuration. Now, dear student, in this particular chapter, you have already attended 6 lectures of revision where we have paid maximum attention on covering the difficult topics and difficult examples which we have left out during our regular lecture. The intention was to meet live and discuss those difficult questions. In today's revision lecture, that's lecture number 7, we are again going to discuss some of the complicated examples of this particular chapter. If you can remember, dear student, in our last lecture number 6 of revision, if you just remind, in the last phase of the lecture, we were discussing some of the examples which involve comparison. If you can remember, we have done an example to compare circumference and area of the circle. They were the examples of comparison. Today, dear student, we are definitely going to discuss some of the examples where also we are going to compare two volumes. There will always be, dear student, practically the comparison of volume, as I explained in our last lecture, that when one solid melt or when one solid is reshaped into another solid, I would like to utilize this particular word because the examples which we do or we are going to do during the lecture, you may not find the word when one solid is melted into another. You will come across such examples in ninth and 10th standard. But here, what you just need to understand is that whenever one solid is reshaped into another solid, their volumes remains the same, and we have to compare volume of one solid which was the original solid to the volume of another solid which was reshaped. Okay, so dear student, as you know, let us continue, and before that, let's just make the title of the chapter, that's chapter number 10, dear student, mensuration. Okay, a very important chapter for you, and today you are going to attend lecture number 7 of revision. Okay, lecture number 7, where we are going to discuss some of the examples of comparison of volumes, dear student. Okay, comparison of volume. Let me write first example for you. Okay, what is this? Just note down with me and just try to understand the data. That's important. The first one. What is the sum is about? Just note down a well of. Just note down the sum with me. A well of diameter, a well of diameter 7 meter and a well of diameter 7 meter and depth 20 meter is. A well of diameter 7 meter and depth 20 meter is dug and earth taken out from it. Earth taken out from it. Just not down. Earth taken out from it is spread. Is spread evenly. Okay. Earth taken out from it is spread evenly on a rectangular plot. Rectangular plot of length. Rectangular plot of length 22 meter and breadth, or width, I may utilize the word width 14 meter. Okay, this is the question now. What is the height of the platform? What is the height of the platform so formed? First, dear student, note down the question and then we will try to assess out the given data and we'll try to solve this particular example. Just first you need to write down the sum. A well of diameter 7 meter and the depth 20 meter is dug and earth taken out from it is spread evenly on a rectangular plot of length 22 meter and width 14 meter. What is the height of the platform so formed? First, you need to understand the given data, but for that, first you note down the given sum properly in your book, and then we'll explain how to solve this particular example. Okay? First, you just note down the sum. Now, dear student, try to understand. Just now, before I wrote this particular example, I spoke the word. We are going to solve such example where there is comparison of two volumes. Here, if you just want to understand this example properly, you first have to concentrate which solid is reshaped into which solid. So, dear student, here you are taking out earth by digging a well. That means you are taking out earth by digging a well. That means cylindrical shape well whose diameter and depth are given. Depth means height, dear student. So that well which is dug has cylindrical shape. Whatever earth taken out from it is evenly spread on a platform which is cuboidal in shape because length and width of this platform are given, only not given is the height to which platform is raised by spreading the soil earth taken out from the well. Okay, so dear student, this is an example like this. One solid, that is cylindrical well, is reshaped into another solid which is cuboidal platform. That means this is an example of comparison of two volumes. Okay, first, that is the volume of cylindrical well. Second, volume of cuboidal platform. Okay, let me write, but before I move for this, I will just locate out the important data. Diameter 7, depth 20 for the rectangular plot, length 22 meter, breadth 14 meter, height we are looking for. Okay, this is a question we need to answer about. So, dear student, in solving such type of example, what you need to write first is this. You have to write this way: volume of, this is the way you will continue, volume of cylindrical well equals to, okay, if you just want to modify statement, you can write volume of earth taken out from cylindrical well. That will also work. Equal to, here you will write volume of cuboidal, volume of cuboidal platform. You understood this? Volume of cylindrical well equals to volume of cuboidal platform, because whatever earth taken out from this well is to be spread on the cuboidal platform. Let us write the formula. Here I would like to write pi r square h. That's the volume of cylindrical well. And here, because it is cuboidal, I would like to write L into B into H. Okay. Now, substitution of necessary value pi, you all know 22 upon 7. R, what is the diameter of the well? 7. So instead of r square, I can write 7 upon 2 into 7 upon 2. What is the depth? 20. Here you need to concentrate on the dimensions of the platform. Length 22, breadth 14, and height, dear student, we are looking for. Okay. Now it's a question of cancellation. 7 got cancelled. 22 on both sides got cancelled. That I already taught you. If you know that on both the side of the equal sign you can cancel similar term in numerator or in denominator. Okay. This cancellations one more, dear student. Here I would like to do 2 tanja. Okay. One more cancellation is still possible, 2 5 ja. So what is left here? 7 into 5, 35. What is left here? 14 into h. Transfer 14 here, dear student. 35 upon 14 equal to h. 7 5 ja, 7 2 ja. I am just continuing here only. So h equal to 5 upon 2, that is 2.5 meter. Okay. So you got the final answer. The height of the platform will be 2.5 meter. Understand? This is simply the comparison of two volumes. Understood? Just see the sum. All examples which we are going to target in today's lecture are going to involve such type of example where you first have to guess from the given data which two volume are reshaped. The one is cylinder and one is cuboidal. So direct comparison of their volumes. Okay. First you note down this example and then we'll go for another such example. Okay, first you note down this, how we have solved this example. That is also important for you to understand, right? And then we'll move for some other examples. Okay, simple comparison of two volumes. Is it clear in your mind? Whenever I give any example, you just have to check which two solid are reshaped from one to another solid. That is only you need to understand. Okay. So here I haven't written the final statement, but you have to write. Therefore, height of the platform so formed is 2.5 meter. Okay. Let us go for the next example of this type, but with little variation. Okay. Let us write another example. Okay. You have to understand this example also properly, dear student. What is the sum? The, please note down, the earth taken out from a pit, earth taken out from a pit is spread, is spread. Earth taken out from a pit is spread over, is spread over a rectangular field. Okay. Earth taken out from a pit is spread over a rectangular field of dimension, dimensions 90 meter into, it has been given 90 meter into 60 meter. Okay. If the volume of the pit, volume of the pit is 3078 cubic meter, then the height, find the height to which field is raised. Okay, dear student. First, note down the given example. Okay. First, you note down the given example properly. Understand it, because the sum is no doubt. It is like the previous one for the comparison of two volume, but it has been given inherent and indirectly in this sum. Which two solid are reshaped, that you first need to understand properly. Just note down and think for a while. Okay. Just note down. Here, Again, what you are looking for is this. First, you need to understand the sum and you need to assess out. As I told you in the previous example, we can understand very easily where cylindrical well is reshaped into a platform. Here, dear student, what has been given, first you try to locate some of the important words. Rectangular field of dimension. Obviously, first two dimension length and breadth. You have to find to which height the field is raised. So one solid is cuboidal, that is the field. And dear student, earth taken out from a pit is to be spread on the rectangular field. That simply means what? It means one cuboid is reshaped into another cuboid. One cuboid, that is the pit. Though no dimension of the pit are mentioned, but volume of the pit is already been given. 3078 cubic meter. Now when you have the volume of the pit, that means you are going to compare two volumes here. Volume of pit and volume of rectangular field. Both are cuboidal in shape. Understood? So I would like to write this way. Just understand, dear student. You will write this way. Volume of pit equals to, you need to write this way. Volume of pit equals to volume of field. Okay, dear student? First you note down volume of pit equals to volume of field. Okay. Now let us substitute their values. Dear student, volume of pit is already given 3078 cubic meters. So in place of volume of pit, we are going to replace that value 3078 is equal to, in place of volume of field, I am going to write first L into B into H. Okay. Is it clear? Volume of pit I have written 3078 is equal to volume of field L into B into H. Next step. 3078 is equals to, what is the length given? 90 meter. What is the breadth given? 60 meter. and what you are looking for, height of the field to which it is raised by spreading the earth taken out from the pit. Next step, dear student, just question of transferring both the terms here. 90 into 60 equals to h. Okay, let us just go on cancelling. 6 10 ja 60, 6 5 ja 30, 6 1 ja 6, 1 left, 3. Okay, both are cancelable. If by 9 is it possible? 9 5 ja, yes, by 9 is it possible? It is 9 10 ja 9 5 ja 45, 9 7 ja. So, dear student, we got 57 upon 100 equal to h. Therefore, h equal to 0.57 meter. Okay. So, what could be your final answer? You will write that therefore a rectangular field raises to a height of, what is the height we got? 0.57 meter. This is also, dear student, a sheer and simple comparison of the two volumes only and nothing else. Just you look at the sum, okay, you will be able to understand it very easily. Before we move to one another example here, dear student, otherwise you you have to just utilize the formula L into B into H, but because the volume of peat has already been given, so we directly replace that value here. Understand? That's the benefit here in this sum, that volume of peat is given and you directly wrote the volume. No need for the application of formula here already. Okay, first you just see this example and you will come to know that this is simple. Understand? Okay, is it clear in your mind? Let us take one more example of the same type. Let me write another example. The example is like this, dear student. Write down a field of, just note down the sum. A field is, a field is 150 meter long, okay, field is 150-meter long and 100-meter wide. This is the first statement of the sum. A field is 150-meter long and 100-meter wide. Obviously, dear student, just by seeing the parameter and the given dimension, you will come to know that obviously cuboidal because length and breadth are separate. Okay. Then next statement, a plot. A plot, note down with me, a plot outside the field. A plot outside the field length length 50-meter and breadth 30-meter is dug is dug up to a depth of up to a depth of 8 meter and earth taken out from it is spread on field spread over field. Find the rise of the field. What does it mean, dear student? You have to find to which height the field will rise. First, you just note down and understand the data and just try to assess out, okay, which two solids needs to be compared here. You just need to note down, dear student, very precisely what has been given, a plot outside the field having length 50 meter, breadth 30 meter, dug up to a depth of 8 meters. So 1 is the volume of plot and earth taken out from this cuboidal plot has been spread on the field. What is the length of the field is given 150 meter. What is the breadth of the field is given 100 meter. You just need to find, dear student, rise, that means to which height the field is raising. So again, simply there is a comparison of two volume. One is volume of rectangular field. One is volume of cuboidal plot. Ultimately, so both are cuboidal shape. Understand which are to be compared only because earth taken out from the pit is spread evenly on the rectangular field. Okay. So what you will like to write is this. First, I would like to write volume of, just note down with me, volume of filled. Okay, I do not I do not need to mention, even it applies to you also, that you do not need to write cuboidal field. That is your understanding by reading simply the data of the sum. Okay, volume of field equal to what you will write here, volume of plot. Okay, dear student, both are ultimately cuboidal in shape. Either you consider field or you consider the plot which is dug out and the earth is taken out from it, is spread on the field. Okay. First, dear student, I would like to write this way. Don't get confused by this. L into B into H. This is for this field only. Here also. L into B into H. This is for plot only. You understood this. Don't confuse yourself by the similar formula written here. This applies for field. This applies for plot. No misunderstanding. Okay. What is the length of the field? 100. Sorry, 150. Okay. What is the breadth of the field? 100. To which height it rises, that we are looking for. Okay. Now just see the plot. What is the length of the plot? 50 meter. What is the breadth of the plot? 30 meter. Depth means height of the plot, to which depth you are digging out. 8. Okay. Now, dear student, because we are looking for h, rest of the number will be transferred there. So, h equal to, I will write 50 into 30 into 8. Just transfer two number here. 150 into 100. Just go on cancelling this. 5 3 ja, 3 3 got cancelled. What is left, dear student, here? 8 upon 10, which is equal to 0.8 meter. So you can write the final statement. The field rises to the height of 0.8 meter. That you can write. You can write the statement by yourself also. Okay. Find the rise of the field. So the field is going to rise, means it the height of the field rises to 0.8 meter. You can write that final answer by yourself, or let me also write it for you. Okay. So therefore, I'm writing it here, the field, okay, raises, okay, to a height of 0.8 meter. You just note it down, dear student. It is simply examples of comparison of two volumes only. Understand? From the and these are going to be very important for you once you understand the this type of example properly will be going to help you a lot in future, because when you in 10th standard and even in ninth standard you will come across such example where there will be comparison of two volumes when one solid is reshaped into another solid. There will be simply the comparison of two volume. But for that, dear student, first you note down this sum and you need to understand from the given example itself that which solid is reshaped into which solid. That's very very important for you. That's the main heart of the sum which you need to understand. Okay, then dear student, sometime the some of the student would like to multiply this. Don't do that. Keep the values by just substituting here as it is, and then whatever transfer of that number is possible, and then go on cancelling. Don't even multiply them. Understand? That will benefit you in solving the example. Okay, is it clear in your mind? So dear student, in today's lecture, our target was to just give you some glimpse of how volumes of two solids can be compared. Understand? When one solid reshaped into another solid, there comes that uh, even one shape reshaped into another, no change occur in their volumes. Okay, so this type of examples you need to practice more also. Okay, thank you very much.